Hello class, welcome to a Mrs. Jones lesson. Today we're going to be discussing graphing story problems. You guys are pretty good about getting a graph when you already have the points provided to you. Today we're going to look at the process of going through a real life situation, creating the points, and then graphing them. Let's take it one step at a time. First, we have a story problem. Let's go ahead and read it. A snowmobile rental costs $37.50 for 5 hours. How many dollars, Y, does it cost per hour, X? Now you'll notice the story problem is telling me which item should be represented in the Y column and which item should be represented in the X column. Okay, so our first thing that we're going to want to look at, okay, we have these two things that we have going on. We need to write an equation that we're going to use to create the X and Y table. Now, writing an equation comes in two steps, if you remember. First, you need to find out what the constant is. And to do that, we need to divide Y divided by X. In this situation, the dollars is the Y value. So I'm going to take $37.50 and put it in the Y spot. And in the denominator where the X goes, we're going to put 5 hours. Now we're ready to use our calculator so we can calculate the constant. I'm just going to divide $37.50 divided by 5. So for this case, our constant equals 7.5 or $7.50. $7.50 per hour. So our equation is going to tell us, remember it's in this format, Y equals constant times X. I just need to fill in the constant. So my answer is Y equals the constant $7.50 times X. There, I have written an equation. I did it. Now I'm ready to create an X and a Y table. Okay, so as I do this here, remember that our X value, according to our story problem, was the hours, and our Y value is the dollars. Now, creating points is actually easier than you think it is. What I like to do is I like to use the numbers 1, 2, and 3, just because they're easy to work with, and that's how you count. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using our equation. Let's bring it down here. Y equals constant times X. That means if I want to know what this is right here, if I want to know Y, I just need to multiply the constant times whatever X is. Well, X is 1. So right here in this box should be $7.50. If I want to find out where X is 2, then I'm going to take my constant times 2. 2 times $7.50 is 15. And for the last one, we're going to take the constant times the X, which is 3. And that gives me $22.50. Now, if you're noticing that there's some decimal answers here and you don't like them, you're like, ugh, if I multiply by 1 or 3, it's a decimal. I don't like that. I want a real answer with no decimals. We could also add a 4 on there because those even numbers are coming out equally, I can see. So I'll just add one more just so that I have some even answers. 30. You see how easy that was? We used our equation and we created an X and a Y chart. Now comes the easy part. Now you can graph your X and Y pairs on a graph. Let's do that. So I have a coordinate plane here, and I have some points. Now you and I know that it only takes 2 spots on a graph to draw a line. So I'm going to choose 215 and 430. Why would I do that? Because I don't want to deal with decimals. Now you're going to also notice that there are not 30 spots on this Y column. There's only 10. So what I'm going to do in my head is I'm going to have each of these going up the Y column. I'm going to have them equal to 5, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 would be right there all the way across. Okay, and you can do that for your graphs. You want to make sure that they are at the right scale that you need. All right, now that I've got it scaled, I'm ready. Start my pencil at 0, 0. I'm going to move 2 in the X direction, and I'm going to count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, right there. Then I have 4. I'm going to move over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to go up 30. We're counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 30. So, try that again, Ms. Jones. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. It's been a while since we've counted by 5s. I had to remind myself. Now that I've got my 2 dots, I can take just any straight edge, a ruler, or a piece of paper, and I can graph my line. Remembering that it does go forever in both directions, so I want it to continue, just like that. And as you have it, there's the graph for my line. Good luck today. You're awesome.